I want to talk about one of my favorite features in the new Moodle 2.4. So you're a teacher, you're teaching various sections of the same course, or you're teaching a bunch of different courses. And every time you teach this particular course or these particular courses, you have a bunch of documents that you have to upload to your course pages. Well, in the old Moodle, that meant actually uploading those same documents to each and every course page. But what if you at some point decided to make a change to one of those documents? Well, then you'd have to go into each page and delete and then re-upload a new page. Well, you don't have to do that in 2.4 because 2.4 has a special set of repositories, and one of those happens to be called My Private Files. And not just mine, they can be yours too. In fact, you do already have one of those folders. And I want to take a few minutes in this short video to show you how to use those in your particular course. So, I'm started out on the main page of the learning.kuka.edu site. You'll see I'm already logged in. And if you look over in the left-hand column, you'll see that the second box down says navigation. The second block down says navigation. And there are a few different links within this box, and the third one down says My Profile. Let's click on the little triangle next to My Profile. You'll see that it gives you a list of features that you can use within My Profile, and one of those happens to be My Private Files. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on that, and I'll show you what it's all about. Alright, now if you were to click on yours right now, assuming you don't know what My Private Files are, you're not going to see what you'll see here in mine. I have mine set up to with a bunch of folders for the documents that I happen to use when I teach these particular classes on campus. And then I have some stray documents underneath as well. Yours will be blank. Let's take a look at how we got these documents in here in the first place, or how we can file them within the folders. Because in all actuality, I uploaded these documents first and then created the folders. Let's say, for instance, that we want to upload some files for, say, Art 295. Okay, we want to add them, so I'm coming up here to the button that has a little plus sign next to the document, and it says Add. I click on that, and notice I've got all sorts of options here as to where to get the file that I want to add. But in this particular case, I want to upload it from my hard drive. So you'll see over here one of my choices is Upload a File. So I'm going to click on that, and just as if you were sending a picture to your family or whatever, you click on the Browse button and it brings up your file structure, and then you find your file or your course class file on your hard drive. And well, let's see, we will go into Art 295. Let's assume that I want to post the syllabus from Art 295, or for Art 295. I click Open, and you can give it any name you want. It'll default with a file name, so I'll just call it Syllabus 295. I'm the author, so I leave that, and I could choose to give it some sort of a license, but I'm just leaving it as all rights reserved. I click OK, and lo and behold, there's my syllabus. Now, because it's actually for a course called 295, I want it to be in that course. So what I could have done was clicked on this folder first and then added it. That would have been the smart thing to do. But I wanted to show you how to get a file from outside the directory into a new folder that you created. So if I just click on Syllabus 295, I can delete it here, I can download it, I can update it, or I can choose the path. And if I choose the path and say I want to put it in 295 and say Update, now you'll notice I'm in this folder in 295, and now I have two graphics within this folder. Okay, so the last step I have to do here is very important, and that is save my changes. Otherwise, everything you did was just for fun. Okay, so there we go. I've added a file in here. Now let's see, I don't actually have a course page for 295, but let's go into a course page that I do have. And in case you haven't seen this before, you can find, if you any course that you're already signed up to teach, or if you were a student signed up for, should show under My Courses. Okay, so I have some choices here, and I'm going to go into a page that I created for the ASAP instructor workshop that we just had in September. So I'll click on here, and it'll take me right to that course. And we won't. There's all kinds of stuff in there that's irrelevant to what we're talking about doing today. But let's go ahead and put a link to the syllabus in this course. Okay, so the first thing I want to do, of course, is turn editing on. And with editing on, I can now add an activity or a resource. So I click on Add an Activity. A syllabus is a file, so I come down here to Resources. I click on File. If I need an explanation of what I've just clicked on, there's one here. But I don't need an explanation, so I just click Add. And it brings up what will become a very familiar window to you. I'm going to call it Course Syllabus. And because I need a description as well, I'm just going to copy the same text and put it down there. Okay, and then we go down to this block where it says what are the contents of this file, where we're putting in the contents. So I'm going to add. I click on Add, and look, it brings up the same thing we just looked at. So I could upload a file to this course, which is how the old Moodle worked. But look over on the side here, I can instead choose private files. I click on that, and it's a slightly different view than what we had in the other view, but we can change it back just as easily by clicking on that. And then let's say we're in a 295 course, I can double click on that. I get my files right here as choices, and if I click on the syllabus, this is the most important and most exciting part right here. I could make a copy, and that would post a copy of the file to the course page. The problem with that is that now I've doubled the amount of information or data on our Moodle server. I've got the original file, and I just made a copy. You know, and okay, it's not a very big copy. It's not a very big file. It's like half a megabyte, a little more than half a megabyte. But still, that adds up when you consider all the faculty and all the syllabi and all the other documents on campus. Here's a much better solution, both economically or cyber-ecologically, if you want to look at it that way, but also for convenience. Because let's say it would be wonderful, it's probably not going to be the case anytime soon, but let's say we're teaching 2 or 3 sections of 295. And then I suddenly realized, oh man, I got to make a change to the syllabus. Well, if I create an alias or a shortcut to the file instead, all I need to do is re-upload that syllabus, overwrite the older version, and now all of a sudden all the versions that are out there, or all the aliases that are out there on different course pages, are automatically updated. Because they're really not. Only the one is updated. It's just that all those other links point back to this file. Okay, so this is the link you want to use. I would recommend it because we want to keep the amount of data down on the site, so we don't have to pay as much for storage, and you want to use it because it's more convenient in the long run. So then just hit select. There's your file. You can choose an option on how to display it. Automatic, it'll kind of think and figure it out itself. If we were looking at that picture of Groucho Marx that you saw in the folder, if that was what I wanted to use and I wanted to embed the actual picture on the page, I could select that. You can have it force download, or just open in the screen, or open in a separate window on the screen. You can choose those. And of course, if you're not sure what any of these selections are, just click on the little I next to the word, and I think that's probably common with what you're used to with the old Moodle, and it gives you more of an explanation. So let's just leave it at automatic for now, and this other stuff we'll talk about another time. Just leave it the way it is, and then click Save and return to course. And look, there's my syllabus. And because I want the syllabus to be the first thing students see after my contact information, which I haven't put in yet, I can click on the third icon in, which says Move. I can click and drag that file. Remember, in the old system, you had to click the arrow and just step your way up one click at a time until you got to the top of the list. Now you can click and drag anywhere into different topics, whatever. So that's it. Now, when a student clicks on the course syllabus, it's going to think about it for a second, and then it's going to take them to a page that says click here to view the link, view the file. That's what happens if you use automatic. If you use pop-up, it'll just pop up in a separate window or in a separate tab. Okay? So that's how that works, and I hope you'll use it both for your convenience and for our economy. Thanks, and be sure to check out the other videos that we have posted for your information. Thank you.